Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. Today I am going to discuss node functions in SAP CPI. In this I am going to tell about the remove context. Remove context. From each context or record it will take all values of the source field and put all these values in the single context in the target system. Suppose see what is meant by context. You can see here B in light gray color, light black color like that. B is a context change, E is a context change, H is a context change, and J is the context change. These are known as context changes. These are the values. These values, this is the input, this is output. What is meant by remove context? From all the these values we can take and it will keep only in the single context on the target system. See this is the context change, last one. These are our 1 2 3 4 contexts are it will keep in the single context on the target system. This is called remove context. See again, from each context or record it will take all values of the source field and it will put all these values in the single context in the target system. All these values it will keep in the target system. This is known as remove context. Okay, and next, collapse context. From each context it will take only first value of the source field. It will put these values in the single context on the target system. See, this is input, this is output. 300 400 are in one context, 500 600 are in one context, 800 is in one context. There are 1 2 3 context changes are there. All these context changes, what collapse context is telling, it will take only first value. For this context 300 is the first value, it will keep on the target. This is the output. For this 500 600, 500 is the first value, it will keep in the output. For 800 it is the only one context, it will keep here. From all, how many contexts it will be, so many contexts it will be. Suppose it will be 10 or 20 like the, any context it will take only the top value of the each context and it will keep in the target system. That is the thing collapse context is telling. It will take only first value of the source field and it will keep all the elements in the target system. Only first fields all it will keep in the target system. This is known as collapse context. Now I will tell about map with the default value. Whenever there are mandatory target field and the optional source field, we use map with the default value. Uh, Map with the default value is, suppose I will open Paint. This is source system. This is SAP CPI. SAP CPI acts as an middleware. It understands XML and with it XML format only it understands. This is target system. Uh, if you take this is the source, it is one organization. This is target, it is different organization. Uh, if you want to send a data from source to target, directly we can't send. Why? Because source having different formats like .txt, .xml, .json, something different formats will be in the source. Some organizations having one format and target is expecting different format. It is it is expecting something .net or .xml, text or something format, WSDL, like that. Both can be can't understand or cannot transfer any files from source to target. Then CPI comes into picture, and CPI is acts as a middleware. CPI understands XML format. CPI can understand XML format. If you want to send any data from the source to CPI, we use different adapters like IDOC, RFC, JSON, and success factor. So many adapters we can use. Uh, by using those adapters, we can convert this format into XML format. After that, CPI will release XML format. So suppose the target system is expecting text format, then XML will convert into text format by using different adapters like SOAP, IDOC, RFC, REST. So many adapters will be. This is the process. Now I am going to tell with map with default value, right? What is it telling? Whenever there are mandatory target fields and optional source field, we use map with the default value. It is expecting target is mandatory. There are two. 0 is optional. 1 is mandatory. Zero is optional and 1 is mandatory. There are the occurrence in the source and target will be. When you are doing mapping, there will be two options, 0 and 1. In the source, it is having 0 and the occurrence of mapping. 1 is mandatory. Mandatory field means we need to map definitely. Target should be mandatory. This is an occurrence 0 and 1. What is whenever the mandatory target field are whenever they are mandatory target field and optional source field, then we will use map with default value. It is telling source is optional and target is mandatory. It is optional source and target is mandatory. Then we will use this option. Which one? Map with default value. Okay. Now I am going to tell about sort. Sort is the value. It will be sort in the same context. Suppose 300 400, it is in sort mode only. This is one context, right? It will sort in the internal value. Sort is nothing but in only one context it will sort the values. Depends on the ascending order or descending order or alphanumeric value. It depends on these conditions and we can sort. Here sort by key has two inputs where second input is sorted based on the first input. These are the values sort by key. C, B, D, A. These are the values, right? Based on these values, it will be sort. These are the two inputs. This is output, and a value is 4, it is comes in the top. Next b value is 2, 2 it will come. C value is 1, it will come here. D value is 3, it will come here. Based on the value, the it will be sorted, key value. Okay, it is telling it has two inputs, where second input is sorted based on the second input. This is second input is based is sorted, this will be sorted based on the first input. This is the based input. It is telling here only sort by key. Second input is sorted based on the first input. Okay, understand? Sort by key. Now I am going to tell format by example. The number of values in both the inputs should be same irrespective of context changes. The number of values in the both inputs should be same irrespective of the context changes. See, this format is same, structure is same, like same structure, target is also same. Then this it is telling do this format will be same. If it is not same, is format by example will not work. It is telling number of the values in both the inputs should be same irrespective of the context changes. Suppose here is the date 2010, start date, end date, position. Here this is the root node, subnodes and fields. These are the fields. See here to the start date, end date, positions, start date, end date, positions, start date, end date, position. Like this same format only it will be there. It is different structures. Here this one is 2010, 2019 and 2011. These are the different values. It is asking format by example. Then see here is underscore. It is ask, we need to remove this underscore, and we need only plain like this. Depends on the position A, C, B is there, right? 2000 we are they are telling 2000 start date is 2010. It will go down. Why? Because it is going down. It is 2010. It is long period. It is based on the start date. It will be sorted. Start date is this start date is 2019. It will become top 2019 0101, and end date is 999 and position is C. Then 2019 after 2011 will come. While 2011 it will come here 2011 like position B. Next one 2011 after 2010 it will become position A. Like this, based on the number of values, both the inputs should be same irrespective of the context changes. Now I will move to the use one as many. Whenever there is a single value in the source and the multiple values is expecting at the target, we go for the use one as many. In the name itself it is showing, it is telling use one as many means whenever they are the single values in the source field, they are single values in the source field and multiple values is expecting at the target, they are expecting target multiple values. There are three inputs in the source. What should be repeated, how many times it should be repeated, where it has to be repeated. What should be repeated, value to be repeated. Repeated value, see what should be repeated, product 1 context change, product 2 context change, product 3. These are the three inputs in the first input. What should be repeated, value it to be repeated. This is the value it should be repeated. Second input, how many times it has to be repeated. Product 1 has one time, t-shirt and neck t-shirt 1 2 times, and context change, and product 2 has had one context change, and product 3 has 3 inputs. Number of the uh, denim jeans toaster, this is the number of the times product id value should be repeated. These many times it has to be repeated. It have this one two times has to be repeated, this one one time has to be repeated, this one three times has to be repeated, and third input is where it has to be repeated. Where it has to be repeated in the third one, context at the target input. T-shirt having it is having two contexts, right? That is the reason T-shirt one context and V necklace T-shirt one. These are the one context. Hat is having one context. It is having one context. It has three inputs, right? Three inputs. It has to be repeated. Where it has to be repeated in the in which context it has to be repeated. In these are the context it has to be repeated. In the use one as many. This is the example for the use one as many. You can see here also use one as many. It has three inputs. Input 1 is PRNR, input 2 is position, input 3 is position id, input 3 1000 and 2000. This is the input 1. What should be repeated means, 1000 and 2000 has to be repeated in the target. What should be repeated? This one has to be repeated in the target system. What should be repeated? Second one, how many times it has to be repeated? How many times it has two numbers and context change, two numbers and context change. Two times 300 is one context and 400 is one context. Input 3, input 2 is an position. This is the position has to be repeated. Position id is 300, position id is 400, position id is 500 and 600. These are the position has to be repeated. Which one has to be repeated? This one has to be repeated. 1000, see 1000, 2000. This one has to be repeated. This is the use one as many example. Now I am going to the split by values. Split acts as a opposite of remove context. Split is used to add context, remove context, opposite of. Actually remove context means what it is telling. It will take the all values of the source file and it will keep the it will keep all these values into the target in the same context. Same, it is acts as a opposite of that. Split acts as a opposite of remove context. Split is used to add the context or remove context or remove the context. It will remove the context. There are three types of splits are there. Split by values, split by each value, split by value chain, and split by empty value. These are the three inputs. Whenever split by each value, in a sense split by value, here is the split by value. This you don't consider this, you consider this one 490000 and 490001, 4900. These are the three values. What is telling? Split by each value. Each value means whenever the value be changed, then the context will come. Every value it will be one context. Each value, in a sense, every value it has to be one context. 490000 has to be one context, 490001 having one context, 490001 having one context. This is the each value. Each value it should be the context changes, it will come. Split by value in the value, each value. Now I am moving to the each value completed value change. Split by value change means, see here two or one values, 490001, these four are one values. What is telling? Value change means in name only itself is there. This is one name, these four are one values and these two are one values. Whenever the value has been changed, then the context will be added. 490000 two items came. Here also two items came. There one context came. Then here are four values. Then here are four values and the context change. Split by value means whenever the value is changed, then context will be added in the target system. This is the input. This is the output. Here is the value change. Here also same thing. Whenever the value get be changed, here 0 1 0 1 is the value change. Here is the 0, the context will be added, and 1 is one different context will be added. And third one, what is the empty value? Empty value in a sense, when there is, when you have any empty, here is one empty value. Suppose example, suppose anything value is not there, here it is blank, then the value then here the context will be added like that. Whenever the values is not there in middle of the each one of the values, then the context will be added in the target system. That is the empty value. In this video I am telling only the theory part. I will explain practical after later in coming videos. Thanks friends, thanks for you watching this video. Take care, bye.